Hello, my dear friends. Today is December 12th, 2025, in the year of the Lord. I come to you with lots of peace and blessings. And I am here today to share the mystery of the four living creatures encircling the throne of God in the book of Revelation, chapter 4, verse 6. So let's get right into it. In the book of Revelation, my dear friends, verse 6, it talks about these four living creatures encircling the throne of God, that they are covered with eyes, front and back. So in verse 7, it says that the first living creature was like a lion. The second living creature was like an ox. The third living creature had the face like a human being. And the fourth living creature like an eagle in flight. Now, what are these four living creatures and what do they represent? If we go back to the church history and to the fathers, the church fathers and the theologians, they actually did establish that this represents the life of Jesus here on earth. And they are in the four Gospels of the New Testament. And that is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. My dear friends, in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus is actually the lion, the creature lion. We know that the lion is the king of the jungle. And Jesus comes from the tribe of Judah. Jesus is the lion of the tribe of Judah, my dear friends. And it actually does establish that in Revelation chapter 5, verse 4, when nobody was able to actually open the seal and everybody started to cry. And, one person said, "Do not cry, because the lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has conquered," which is Jesus Christ. Now, when he came here on earth, the Gospel of Matthew represents his kingship, because he already established that. Okay, that's what it represents. And we know that if we go back to the book of Genesis chapter 49, verses 8 to 12, it actually talks about the prophecy of Jacob over his 12 children. And I'm just going to read Judah's part, because Jesus comes from the tribe of Judah. So let's go read it together. In Genesis 49, verse 8, it says that you, Judah, are the one your brothers will honor. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. Judah is a lion's cub from the prey. My son, you rise up. He lies down and crouches like a lion, like a lioness. Who dares disturb him? The scepter won't depart from Judah, that's Jesus. And no rulers a staff from among his banners. Gifts will be brought to him. People will obey him. That's Jesus. He ties his male donkey to the vine, the colt of his female donkey to the vine's branches. He washes his clothes in wine, his garments in the blood of the grapes. That's his blood. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth whiter than milk. So, my dear friends, Jesus, as being the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, already established this in the book of Matthew. And we also know that in Matthew 21, verse 9, when the crowds actually went ahead of him and they started shouting, for the son of Jesus, son of David, Hosanna in the highest, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest. They honored him when he entered Jerusalem. And that was, although he entered on Jerusalem on a donkey, which we also read that in Genesis 49, but he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So that portion, when he was incarnate of the Virgin Mary, he already established that by, and we see that in the Gospel of Matthew. So the second Gospel, my dear friends, is the Gospel of Mark. And Mark represents the second creature, which is ox. My dear friends, Jesus always taught his disciples, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. So the ox represents Jesus Christ as a servant, okay? So he taught us that. He taught us the love of God and the love of the neighbor, and the fact that there is no greater love than for one to lay down his life for his friends. Go to part number 2, my dear friends.